Hey everyone, welcome to today's video. Today we're going to be looking carefully at some rumors that we've received. And this is something where I say we have to be looking carefully because we've received many of these suggestions and many of these rumors, but a lot of people are very confident that this is something that's probably and most likely going to be happening. Now, a few months ago, Warner Brothers Montreal updated their Twitter page and there was a little GIF file that continued to change symbols, and I think this is still the case till date. And a lot of people thought that this was something that the developers were going to, make an announcement, I think on PlayStation's event that was coming close to that period. But nothing happened since that time. Everything went radio silent. And then we received some rumors from a Twitter user named Sabi, or whatever the name of this Twitter user is, saying that the new Arkham game was going to be titled Arkham Legacy. Now, there are talks that the Video Game Awards, which is going to be on December the 12th of 2019, is going to be where this game is going to be released. And so a lot of people are looking forward to this announcement. Now, there was a time, I think in 2009, where a Batman game was actually announced at the Video Game Awards. And I think this is what a lot of people are saying is the most likely trend. And we're most definitely going to be receiving this game by 2020. So 2020, I think, is one of those years where it's going to be packed. It's going to be loaded with a lot of games. And I definitely think that this is something that we're going to see. Now, a lot of this information, I got it from Slickmoth. Slickmoth is a YouTuber who has been covering a lot of Batman content even before I started this channel. So I want to say that credit goes to him. He had a live stream last night, based on my time and my perspective of recording this video, where he discussed all these so-called happenings that will be coming very soon. But they are still rumors, and there's supposed to be a surprise announcement, but not a surprise anymore if it happens, but still something that will be really delightful, because the number of years that Batman fans have been waiting for something like this is just out of this world. It's crazy that we haven't received any announcement, but there have been leaks and rumors about video games that have been in the works, and in some cases even canceled. And also he had with him a guest who was actually an insider that had some insider information that had given him information in the past regarding a Damian Wayne Batman game that was actually eventually scrapped. And then there were actually talks in this live stream about how some of the content from that old Damian Wayne Batman game would probably be recycled for the new Arkham Legacy game. And so what we're going to do, and what I'm going to do over the course of the next few weeks or a few days leading up to December 12th, is we're going to be looking at these assets that were in that game. I mean, it was really interesting because some of the characters, you're probably not going to be very cognizant with them. In fact, they even pulled out a character from the Gotham series on TV. So this was something that was actually pretty interesting, in my opinion, that some of the characters are going to be characters that are kind of in the background, that are in the kind of at the back end of the Batman spectrum, but they're going to be brought forward. So it was kind of cool to kind of listen and just kind of see what the developments are. And I'm sure many of you are probably going to be looking and seeing all these developments as well as the days come by. And so I guess the question that we need to ask, and the question that we may need to answer, is why is now the right time to actually make this announcement? Well, I think it was actually a smart move for Warner Brothers Montreal, because the series and the current listings of games in the past few months have been really big titles. I mean, we've seen Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Order. We've seen a whole lot of changes in the industry right now. Red Dead Redemption 2 and all these other games moving to PC release dates. And I think Batman kind of wants its own window. So what I'm thinking is Q1 of next year will probably be the best time to launch this game, because April, and I say this from a perspective of a business angle, April is going to be a very crowded month. So if they don't release the game in Q1 to be able to maybe compete with very few games in that January, February, March season, then they're looking at middle of the year, maybe June, July as a release, where there will be no games that are competing with them. They'll be able to take advantage of maybe the pre-E3 or post-E3 cycle before the fall release release cycle. Because if you look at next year's window has big games: The Last of Us 2, Half-Life Alyx, Cyberpunk 2077. These are some of the biggest titles that we're going to be hearing about that's going to be released next year. So I think what the Batman team is trying to do is they're trying to play their cards right and place Batman in a very unique place in terms of its release date. So this makes sense to me from a business perspective. I think they want to do it just right, and I know fans are really excited, and I'm hoping, fingers crossed, this is the one time I'm saying, we probably need to get this game's announcement now. Even if they want to bring out the game with the new generation end of 2020, at least if we hear something, it will still make a whole lot of sense. But nonetheless, we're going to be keeping an eye out and keeping an ear to the ground, and I'll be bringing you guys some information about this. Thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you for even engaging the Video Game Fight School. If you haven't done so, please hit the subscribe button and make sure that you're tuned in for more Batman and DC Comics and DC Games content. And I guess I'll see you in my next video. Peace out.